going to give you a historic evening.
And we did it.
And we did it.
Tried to kill Jackie Fargo backstage.
Yeah. And then this is when, very clearly to me, the producers went, I don't know how to edit a show. Because we get segment 15, and we cut backstage to Jarrett arguing with Jackie Fargo and Toby Keith as ref and security holds all three of them apart. That just stops, and Jarrett walks out to ringside and goes, that match was crap.
Yeah, this is the part where I just sighed and was like, oh, of course we're ending the show on Jarrett.
Yeah. Jarrett asks each one of the legends, because apparently the legends were out ringside when the title match happened. I don't know about the whole Battle Royal.
Oh, okay.
But like after, I guess maybe they came out after the match. They were ringside.
Oh, were they doing that NWA? If it goes to a draw, like they're going to judge? And...
I don't know. Either if they explained it, I missed it. And if they explained it after it happened, I still missed it.
Yeah.
I don't know why
it was missed.
But so yeah, he comes out to the ringside right in front of the commentators and asks the legends, this is crap. Did you ever win a title in a Battle Royal? Did you ever win a title in a Battle Royal? And they all go, no, except for Bullet Bob Armstrong, who was clearly shaking his head yes, and Jarrett just does not ask him, walks right away from him.
No one cares about you, Bullet Bob. R.I.P.
Armstrong pushes Jarrett so lightly that he doesn't even sway from the force. And Jarrett punches Bob Armstrong in the face.
Oh, he flies over the table, right? I remember that.
As well as Dory Funk Jr., who wasn't even bothering him.
Starts punching everyone.
And he walks away, but is confronted at the ramp by Jackie Fargo and Toby Keith, who backs him into the ring. And Fargo goes, look, I'm old, and he's a country music singer, but we'll find somebody to fight you next week. And Jarrett says, why next week? Let's do it right now. And then Jackie Fargo goes, Scott Hall! Scott Hall! Scott Hall!
Like he calls him out.
And Scott Hall comes running
that was
out.
The plan. Scott now, get him.
And he comes running out, and the two brawl up the ramp until the end of the show. That last segment was 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Why was it on the show? Like, I guess it establishes next...
The weird part was of that whole segment that you kind of just grazed over was everyone was holding back Jackie Fargo and Toby Keith. Everyone was holding them back.
Right.
And then he does the whole Scott Hall. And Scott Hall comes running out.
Right.
Like we
No
have
problem.
We have 15 seconds left. Do it now. He said Scott Hall. Scott
Hall
Hall comes
just wrestle a match. Running out.
Scott Hall comes running out. And Jeff just runs right past all the security, past Jackie Fargo, past Toby Keith.
They let him go.
Starts fighting them, and Jackie Fargo and Toby Keith just kind of saunter off. Just let them fight.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. Like I said, seemed out of place. Seemed grossly out of place.
Yeah.
Seemed like it should have been on the next show.
But they tried to do like a closing segment, didn't they? Like it was over and it was on the commentators, and then Jarrett
and they cut too. It was almost like well, that's the end of our show. Wait a minute, next time on TNA.
It's funny because when they went to that commentator's booth, because you saw Ed Ferrara in the beginning, and you saw him during the women's thing, and then you didn't see him again.
Yeah.
So they finally showed him again and again. I'm just like, oh, Ed Ferrara.
Every time.
Scared the shit
every
out
time
of
I
me.
see him, I'm like, what is
that I'm looking at? Is that a person?
Yeah. Okay. That was the show. Bell to bell to bell to bell to bell to bell to bell. Hour and 45 seconds of wrestling on this hour and 45-minute show.
An hour and what?
Hour and 45 seconds of wrestling.
Oh, okay.
On this hour and 45-minute show.
Yeah, total nonstop. They had how many matches? And what? There was a 4-minute match? 3.5-minute match?
Yeah, they were all...
2-minute match?
The opener was 6 minutes or something like that?
Yeah.
And that was the longest match.
Yeah, total nonstop action. And every time action starts, it stops within 2 minutes.
Right. They use a very loose definition of action in that there's something always going on. So long as you consider watching women dance something going on.
Well, I mean, who was it? Ed Ferrara in the beginning of the show? And TNA doesn't necessarily stand for total nonstop action.
Yeah.
It stands for TNA. I was like, wait what? TNA stands for TNA? That's what it stands for?
Wait, so the T in TNA stands for TNA. What does the N in TNA stand for?
Oh, see, that's what I'm confused about.
All right, so we already kind of said it, but yeah, why would you book this card, which is going to be the new why would you make this? Because I can't get inside the headspace of every fucking booker in the world. So, but why would you book this card? We already said it. This is a crowd tester card. It is 100% designed to give you a small dose of every wrestler as best you can and engage. That's why there's so many tag team matches.
Yeah.
That's
you
why
need
almost
everyone
every
on there.
match was a tag, because you
Yep.
needed to cram everybody in there.
Yep.
You needed to make sure everybody knew what was going on. You had to get their characters out there and let them know what was going on. So that when the next show happens, they're already familiar. And it works. Jarrett, heel, over. Hall, over. Jackie Fargo, over for some reason. Shamrock, over. The Dups, again, strangely over. Chris Harris, not over.
No.
Del Rios, disproportionately not over / go away. It told us what was happening. The Dicks, the Johnsons. I don't even know their fucking name. The Johnsons, definitely not over. And I will let you know right now that whatever you thought about the crowd, it's going to be the exact same for the next episode, but slightly worse because they filmed both of them on the same day in the same time span. Right through. So the next episode, crowd might be a little tired. Probably won't be because it's only an hour and a half, which totally 3 hours, but they might be like, all right, I've seen enough of you. Get out of here. So yes, the next episode is pay-per-view number 2, which is what they call it. They don't have names for it. It's just pay-per-view number 2.
Total nonstop action.
We already have the Lingerie Battle Royal featuring various women. Or I guess technically featuring Francine and Elektra.
Yeah. And extras.
The My Kind versus Your Kind match. K-Crush versus Brian Christopher with Hermes Sadler and Sterling Martin. We also have Scott Hall with Toby Keith and Jackie Fargo versus Jeff Jarrett, presumably. They didn't make it official, but it seems like that's going to be a match.
Yeah.
It's also very likely that we will see James Mitchell and his new church, because they seem to be pretty high on the roster. And that's the Dups, because they're trying to get them over, obviously.
They had a promo in the back.
The NWA champion, Ken Shamrock, very likely to be seen.
He's the champ.
And possibly they'll continue with the plight of Puppet and his desire to have midgets start the show. Unless he drops it and moves on to something else.
Oh, and you're forgetting to mention my favorite part of the whole show.
Oh.
The most interesting part of the whole show to me, use that word very liberally.
To you, what?
Was the Ryan Shamrock segment. I want to know
show?
what she's doing.
Oh, right. That hopefully that will come back.
I want to know what she's doing.
Well, that's the thing. Hopefully. I don't know that it will. It might not.
They piqued my interest in that. I want to know.
Right.
I don't want to see Jackie Fargo and Jeff Jarrett. That's not going to be interesting to me.
And then what else do we have?
thing.
Oh, and we also have those dark matches you're going to see. So
lovely.
That's literally the whole card then. 5. Those 5 segments. Probably some.
Lots of filler.
Lots of filler there.
In between those promos.
I guess main event of Scott Hall versus Jeff Jarrett next week.
Yeah, Jackie Fargo is definitely going to be involved. Oh no, is this going to be a tag though?
No. It's just going to be Scott Hall versus Jarrett, and Toby and Fargo are going to be in his corner.
Oh, okay.
They're just going to be standing there going, get him, and maybe pull a leg or something.
He needs 2 people in his corner?
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
He needs 2 handlers.
Watch him not show up for the second day of the same day shooting.
Yeah,
he didn't show up. He was here. What do you mean he didn't show up? He was here.
He's already here. Okay, so if you enjoyed the show, please consider giving us some sort of like or 5-star review, or honestly, just share us with your friends. Because like the YouTube algorithms and all that stuff, they do weird stuff. You know what's better than that? You just sharing it with people you know. That's definitely going to get it out there.
Sharing is caring for us.
So, of course, the intro music is still Falling Off Your Love by Kill Paris, a slightly edited version. For Skylar, I am Jimmy Time. Please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.